Hello everyone and welcome to a new video, and today I have a chess recap for you from a game that I played yesterday, which was rated, and I played with the black pieces. And on the right you can see the notation, but you can already see that we're gonna have some bad moves. It was actually quite a roller coaster in the end, but I will not spoil the result. I don't think you can see it on screen yet. I don't know why just don't look at that. Let's see, opponent played e4, I played d6 to go into my first defense. Pretty normal setup. Opponent played some moves. I played some moves. This was like the first move that I was like, well, it's a bit weird. Engine also doesn't like it. Obviously, you're not afraid for this attack. You just trade it away, and he trades away 2 active pieces. Engine really likes h6 just to kick it out. I thought, well, it's a bit slow. I wanted to break open the center, get my pieces active, and get it already. So I played e5, thinking it was pretty good. Engine does not like it at all. It's pretty simple because if it takes, my knight kind of has to move away, because if I take it, you can just deflect my rook. Pretty simple. Although Engine also recommends other lines. So yeah, you have to move your knight. It just gets a bit messy. The pawn comes in. It's just not that good. So yeah, that didn't really work. Opponent didn't really see it though. Opponent played a bishop e3. Kind of a blunder. Engine immediately says a knight at g4, which I will play in a bit. I thought I would first play knight c6. If he then pushes his pawn, he blocks in his own bishop, and then I can set up a kingside attack. I thought that was really nice, so I played that. But he played a3, which is just a really slow move, doesn't really do anything. Engine now really likes taking on d4. I don't know why though, because you don't really win anything with it. Like, just trade, and you're not really up anything. You just have potential, but Engine's like, dude, this is really good. I just went for what I played. Yeah, obviously I went for what I played. G4. I realized, well, this bishop is defending both the knight and the pawn. So if I take the pawn, the bishop has to move, and then I can take the knight or whatever. I thought, well, this was really good if the opponent didn't play careful. Opponent played queen f3, and apparently now this just works. But I didn't see it because I thought, well, if I do this and he does this, I thought, well, I take there, it's stakes. And like, here I'm up, but like my rook is hanging, you can take my knight. I'm like, well, if he does this, and I take the pawn here, I'm up a pawn. But the engine just says, well, -10, you're completely winning. But, I wasn't really a fan. He says castle. I don't see it. Like, I can see black is really good, but -10 was a bit scary. So I thought I was kind of scared for that. So I offered a queen trade with f6. That's obviously not a good move because you could just be winning according to the engine. It's also not that good, I think, after takes. But then I thought, well, I can still do this trick. So I was pretty hyped. He didn't take it. Apparently here it still works. For same reason, I think. I just took the queen. And then I thought, well, after all this, I can take the bishop. He takes my knight, I take the pawn, he takes the pawn back, which apparently wasn't the best move. I take it with my knight, he takes it with his knight, I take it with my bishop, and like, after the dust settles, I'm up a pawn. Position is pretty decent, engine gives -3. I thought, well, this, we're in for a good game. He went for knight b5, and I thought, well, I can take the pawn, and then he takes a pawn, but I thought that after what we play here is I take, he obviously doesn't hang his rook, I go back, he takes, and then when I did that, I thought I could play d5, and I thought this really smart because I attack the bishop. So if he takes my rook, I take his bishop, and his knight is attacked. But then I didn't see that his knight can do that. So after he played this, I did realize it. Played rook there. I thought, well, it's still pretty alright. I think I also looked at this, but this just looked really bad because take. But I wanted to get my bishop in the game. Here he castles, and here I played a really bad move according to the engine because I thought that a6 was a threat. So if he did something like this, but now this does work. But I thought, well, I have to like get my rook involved. If I take, it's just bad. So I wasn't really too sure. So I played the rook there, he castled, and now I was really afraid for it. So I thought, well, if I play b6, I prevent it, and my bishop can become developed on b7, which is actually pretty good, I thought. It's just a really big blunder, because if he takes here, I kind of have to take. And then if he does this, yeah, like, I can sack. apparently, and then do this, but you know, this is not really good. So that would have been difficult to play. He didn't do that. He played. What did he play? Oh, he offered a bishop trade. I was fine. I played my rook here first, though, thinking to take care of that, to prepare that. And I thought if he takes, I take the knight, and I once again have a double threat. He played knight back. Actually, decent move, I think. Engine obviously doesn't like it too much. He just says take. Obviously now I take, and here I probably should have pushed my pawn up, but I took first, and then thinking I could go to this file. I played my wrong rook though, and I think that was really bad. But I obviously kind of wanted him to take this. I was hoping he would take this because bishop and check just forks everything, so I kind of was hoping for that. They still didn't go for it. Now we went for the pawn for sure, but now we can take the pawn because the knight covers this square. So I was really trying to win a pawn there, but every time I thought I had something, it wasn't really there. And opponent defended really well. I'm still up a pawn though. It's -2.5, so still pretty confident. Here I didn't really know what to do. I thought I could immediately offer a rook trade because he has to take, obviously. But then I thought, well, then he does this, and I still have to make a move. So I thought, well, probably better to keep the rooks on. So I played f5. Apparently not too great of a move. Obviously it lets his rook in, but it's not too much of a worry here. He took my bishop, but I was fine with the trade. I was also looking at this myself, just giving a check and hope we can trade like this. Didn't do that. Here I played this, and here I was really afraid of, oh no, he can promote. So I really wanted to prevent that. I calculated if I trade the rooks first, I always make it with king moves, no matter what. So I thought that was pretty good. Apparently the engine says e4 first. I didn't look at that. And I think later on we'll see why this would have been such a good move. Obviously I went for a rook trade. He got his rook back, so I still take. And here I just thought d4 wins it. Like, it's so good. I thought I would have a really active rook, but I forgot that his rook can become active on my side of the board. So that actually gave me a lot of trouble alongside this pawn, which we'll see in a bit. Here you can take, but then I take, and I thought that was really fine for me. I actually wanted him to take. Gave another check. I went here. I didn't see this move. I was like, oh boy, what did I miss? Because now I thought, well, I'm losing a pawn. But then I thought, well, if I move my king up, he gets his rook around, like what we'll see in the game happen. We'll see. I move here, he moves here. And here I thought, well, I'm going to play what I'm going to play because it looks really good. But the really good move, and I think the move, together with the puzzle in the beginning I should have played, was rook here. Because his rook cannot move. Like, he has to trade rooks. And engine even says go up there, because apparently this is okay, well, that's really bad. This is just really bad. Like, he just doesn't make it. I come in here, and this is really good, obviously. I didn't see it, even though I would love a rook trade. Like, if you just asked me in this position, dude, if you can take both rooks, so would you? Yeah, obviously I would. I just didn't see it. I saw this though. I take with the king. He goes there. I put my rook in there. I was really afraid I would lose it, because if I would lose my rook here, it's game over no matter what. So I was really looking at all lines. I thought I had it all calculated out for, like, as far as my human brain goes. So we played a lot of puzzling moves. I think my opponent offered a draw around here, and I was like, nah. I feel like I'm playing for something, even though it was really slow. Like, I think here we had like a repetition. So we have this position. He goes there. He goes to check. I go back. He didn't go back. I thought maybe one would go again for a draw. Put my rook in front of it. Obviously, I think I want to trade rooks. Yeah, engine gives a slight advantage. Okay. He went there. I keep everything on the board. Here I spent a lot of time, even though I didn't have a lot of time. Like, I was on 20 minutes with 30-second increment. I was so stressed, even though I normally only play 10+0 rapid. I was thinking maybe get my rook more involved, but then I thought, well, what if... wait, it's covered. Well, maybe this. I thought, well, what if he comes in there? I didn't know. I probably should have gone for that. I went for a trade. I tried to get my king involved, because I thought, okay, if I get my king in here, pawn there, then this is just really stable, and then I can get my rook in the game. But it was really slow, and his king actually got in there. And now, I have to guard this, so my rook only has 2 spots. He played pretty much his only move. Well, he could also go in there already, but probably better to lock it in first. I was afraid for this, so I already went backwards. Played that rook move, we kind of shuffled. And it was here that I realized actually here it was where I realized we're gonna trade it all off. I thought take, take, and then I thought I go there. He comes back, and it's a draw. It's a dead draw. So I offered a draw, and he was like, no, I want to play for something. And I thought, okay, well, maybe he's mad that I didn't accept his draw earlier. And then I realized, wait a minute, after my king moves here, it has to move again. But it cannot stay protecting the pawn, even if I go here, which is my other move. So then I thought, well, I'm going to lose all my pawns, but I was pretty sure that if you have only this pawn and your king is in the back, it's a draw. It's a draw. So, I played this. And we go into here, and it's a draw, except that you shouldn't play king g6. Apparently that's a blunder. And at this point, I think there were like 5 people watching my table. And I was just sweating. I was like, dude, I'm pretty sure this is a draw. But like, I have no clue. I'm on table like 19 out of 20. I have 1 point out of 5 rounds, Like, I don't know. I just hope it's a draw. And we play on, and the opponent here makes a mistake, which later got pointed out by like all the people that were watching. They were like, dude, you're just like, this, and it's mate. And then here I realized I luckily played the right move, because I realized I probably have to just be in front of the king. Like, if I'm always blocking his king can't move forward. So that's just what he did. Well, if he moves his pawn, I just move in front of his pawn, because his king can only go there. You can't really invade into my pitch. And here I just went backwards. And here I realized, okay, I have 2 legal moves. And I spent thinking for like 2 minutes. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna pick the wrong move, even though the engine is like, dude, this one's better. And I thought, hey, if I go into the corner, what can he do? I was like, if he goes backward, you just come up again and you just walk around here. And if he moves the pawn, I have to go back, and there's no move for him. So I thought, well, go into the corner. He did that. I got behind. Luckily, I managed to get a draw out of it. It was quite a roller coaster. If I scroll down, yeah, so you can see here from the engine graph, you have that one spike where I blundered e5, and then we have these 2 spikes here where I could have won the piece, and the engine really liked it. Going up a couple of times, I was completely winning though. This is where I could have traded a rook at -9. Actually, I don't think I've ever played such a long game in like a completely drawn position. I threw it as well, but in the end, a very nice draw from to get my half point. So now I'm 1.5 in 5 rounds, with 2 more rounds to go. But I'm gonna get a buy in the last round. So yeah, hopefully I can win next round. I have white again. Should be hyped, and people like this. I'll probably do it more. So see you guys. Bye.